you know, I've been wanting to address this issue of entrepreneurship because it just seems so many people are just infatuated with owning their own business. I know my stepdaughter, who really has a nice, good job, and I'm not advocating working for somebody. That's up to the individual. I chose not to. I know a lot of people that chose not to, and I know a lot of people that chose to do it. And it's not a knock on anybody. It's just a matter of your choice. Um, but I think more people need to understand and realize and really research and analyze what it really takes to be in business for yourself. Um, I know a lot of people, they think, oh well, this job ain't doing me right, so I'm gonna open up my own. Well, when you weigh the fact that uh, probably 99% of the people that ultimately opens a business closes within uh, what's that, 3 to 5 years, they're going to close. That's a huge chunk of people. And generally, you try to ask an array of people why. So basically, you think you will learn enough to avoid it, and that's not the case at all, because it comes disguised in all different directions. And owning your business, I've owned mine for 25 years. It's really, really difficult. It's not easy, and you have to be born to do this. Everybody that I know that have ever expressed to me uh, they want to own their own, they think it's easy. They think uh, there's nothing to it. Hey, it's gonna be better for me. I can set my own schedule. I can make my own money. I ain't got to answer to nobody. And when I talk to people, which I talk to all the time, and they express that, I already know your time is numbered. Um, I had a person tell me, I want to go into business so I can have more time. Anyone that knows business knows uh, time is something you don't get. It's something you don't have. You spend more time running your business, and you create and make less money than you did if you were working for someone. So what I'm saying is, it's not. I'm not the one to judge. A person has to make up their own mind. But what I'm saying is, the one thing I can advise you is never believe that it's going to be easy, because it's not. There's going to come a time that it's just horrible, and the time will come more sooner than later. And it's not the good times that deter people. It's when things are horrible. That's when people get disgusted. They're ready to quit. They're ready to throw in the towel because things are just not going well. I had to learn, and I learned this from a guy that owned his own business for a very long time. Uh, just like you enjoy the sunshine, you have to enjoy the rain, uh, because it's coming. You get both of them, and more people. Oh, they'll enjoy the sunshine. They'll enjoy when things are going good and you making money, and things are great, and But when that rain hit, and trust me, the rain is going to hit. It ain't a matter of if, it's when. And when that happens, um, you better have the same energy, good energy that you apply to the sunshine, you better have the same energy when you have no money, when the landlord is pounding on your door threatening to put you out, when it just didn't go the way you thought it was going to go. You got to have that same energy because you're going to need it. You have to love the rain as much as you love the sunshine. If you can't take both, you're not going to last very long. So, um, you know, I really think people should think more, understand more, and look at the rationale. They look at, it's what I call the honeymoon stage. They look at, uh, yeah, I'm going to be doing my own thing. Can't nobody tell me what to do. Come and go as I please. I set my own time. It's going to be great. Well, when the honeymoon is over and that truth sets in and it really begins to punch you in your face like Mike Tyson, you will then grow to understand this is all ain't all shit and giggles, which a lot of people think it is, and it's really, really not. Um, do I love owning my own business? Of course, yes, I do. But has it had its rough patches? There were times I couldn't even afford to buy groceries for my family. There were times I came home and ComEd was disconnecting my service uh, right there. I've came home with at times my water has been cut off. Matter of fact, I checked the bill down. Um, it's not all glorious. It's not all shits and giggles. It has some very, very rough and dark times that come with it. So, what I try to advise to people, don't just think and accept that it's just going to all be glory. And if you think that, your ass is in for a rude awakening just to have that thought. So, in your planning, understand, like, if you look and you say, hey, if I can get 50 people through the door, I'll do good. Well, what about if you get 25? What about if you only get 10? Did you do that math? Did you have a plan for if I don't get these people? Did you have a plan for if all this doesn't work, what am I going to do? Because you have to do that. No one plans for the bad time. That's why the bad time takes you out. Um, my advice would be to plan for the times, bad times. Look at what you need to survive. Cut that by 75% and figure out your survival plan because you're going to need it. And chances are, if it only went down to 75%, you'd be lucky. It's probably going to be more than that. But when you do that, you create the realization that if this was to happen, if the worst thing in the world was to happen, how am I going to survive? And I guarantee you, 99% of the people that feel they want to own a business never have a plan to survive. If something goes wrong, what am I going to do? They 99% of them don't have it because they never planned on it. And I can tell you right now from owning a business for 25 years, it's going to come. Trust me, it's going to come. And until you go through it and you learn from it, and hopefully if you survive from it, you'll learn what it takes because everybody that has survived in business, if you lasted over 2 years in business, you went through some hard times and you had to figure out how am I going to survive this. The ones that never figured it out are the ones you see a for lease sign on their door. Nobody ever plans that it's going to go bad. They don't even want to think about it. But you better. Go into it for the right reasons. The reason that I feel owning my own business is what I do. Is I don't believe anybody can do a better job than I do. If I had a person that can do better than me, I'd be working for them. Truly, I would, because it's got some times. Um, the only thing, the thing that motivated me is that, and it's not to sound arrogant or braggadocious, but I just don't feel anyone does as good a job as training and opening up a great facility and managing a great facility. I had to learn how to manage. I had to learn that, everything that comes with how to talk to people, how to monitor money, how to look at the outcome for. I had to learn all that stuff because it did not come automatically. Um, it was a learning process, and I went through a lot of hard times. Like I said, I've been at points where cutting my utilities off. Shit, I was happy that that's all they did. Um, I've been through it. I had my gas cut off at my club, 8,000 square foot gym. In the middle of winter, it was cut off in December with a $7,000 bill. Um, and we made it through. Uh, we hustled, scraped, cried, begged. We did everything. We somehow came up with the money, and that was a learning lesson. I never will let it. Well, first off, I'll never move to a place that have very drafty windows. That's the one thing. The second thing, I will never let my bill ever get that high again, because once your bill get high, they want you to pay it. They ain't no, oh, hey, buddy, get me anytime you want to. They want their damn money. Um, and you'll find that these bill collectors are relentless. How many people know that, unlike your home, where if you get a gas bill, electric bill, phone bill, you can make arrangements. When you own a business, you cannot, they don't accept no arrangement on none of those ones I just named. How many people know that? Guarantee you a lot of them don't. They never thought about that. Well, when you call and you got a gas bill and you say, hey, I want to make arrangements on this, that's when you're going to find out they don't make arrangements. They want all that money, or they will cut you off on that due date. So there's so many things that you should check and you should know and you should be prepared for that is really, really important. A lot of people don't know. I run into a lot of people. I had one guy, he had owned a studio downtown, and he said his neighbor, his owner was beating on the door telling him he was late for his rent. Well, first off, if you're beating on my door, I'm going to tell you, because I know now, that if you hit my door one time, I'm calling the police. It's not yours, it's mine. Until you put me out, this is my place. Secondly, I asked him, I said, man, how far are you behind? He said, oh, I'm about a week. And I said, a week? And you freaking out like this? And he said, what would you do? I said, I would open the door. I would kindly look him right in the eyes and tell him to go fuck himself, because they can't even put you out until 90 days. They can't even file papers until 90 days. So you got a lot of time. He was ready to move, and he did wind up shutting down. But there's so many things about the business aspect that people don't know. Either I suggest you either talk with someone, shadow someone, ask the difficult questions. When you own a business, and I'll tell you this, and this is my advice, always assume the worst. Always assume shit gonna go terribly, terribly wrong. And how do you get beyond that? That's the opposite of what most people do. Most people only assume everything's gonna go right. If everything go right, you don't have to worry about it. But if you plan plan for everything to go wrong. If it goes wrong, you're prepared. If it goes right, you don't have to worry about it. It went right. So most people don't even want to entertain the idea that it ain't gonna work, and that's why it don't work. So do your due diligence. Don't just, well, I want to be my own boss. It's nowhere near as easy as people think it is. It's not. So do your due diligence, ask your questions, do your research, and prepare yourself because it's not compared to a job, a safety of getting a check every week. I have people that clean my office. They get paid before I get paid. They'll walk out of here with a check, and I won't have nothing. I can't even afford to buy a freaking burger. But that's the nature of the beast. That's the sacrifices that you make. So do your due diligence, do your research, and be prepared. It ain't easy. So, all right. So until next week, this is your man, Sirearl, checking out here, and hopefully this podcast went well, and you guys can hear it, and we can move on. All right. Peace.